Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time to give my Q1 update for 2024. There's a lot to get into. In my previous video, I talked about how I don't know what my life is going to look like 5 years from now, and that is certainly true. Big things have happened in this quarter, and I'm happy to share those things with you. The first thing I want to talk about is my trip to Japan. The next thing is a big collapse that I had during that trip in Japan. And then the third thing is that I am now engaged to an amazing woman. Her name is Megan. We are going to get married next month. So let's start with my trip to Japan. I was able to go with a good friend of mine. Her name is Miranda, and a mutual friend of ours. His name is Kenji. We started in Tokyo, we went to Hiroshima, then we went to Kyoto and Osaka, and then back to Tokyo. It was amazing. We had so much amazing food. It was just great living amongst the Japanese people, being with them. And here are some photos from that trip. But the most memorable thing from that trip was our visit to the World Peace Park in Hiroshima. This is the place where they dropped one of the atomic bombs on Japan during World War II. And the museum was something that I wasn't looking forward to going to, mostly because I'm not a big museum person. But I'm so grateful that we did because it ended up being my favorite part of the whole trip. What I really appreciated from it was just being brought to that time. We saw photos, we read stories, we looked at different things that had been damaged by the bomb. What really got to me was seeing clothes that had been torn and tattered and bloodied because of the bomb, and just how real all of that felt. It was something that I didn't know what to expect going into. It really helped me to understand just how devastating and horrific it was. And what I really appreciated from the museum is that the tone of it was very neutral. It could have been very hostile and full of hatred, but the message was just no more Hiroshimas. Let's not do this again to anyone for whatever reason, because of how horrific it is in the moment and then for years after. It's just so inhumane. I wrote in the guest book afterwards that it was haunting but necessary. And so, yeah, I'll leave it at that. The next thing I want to get into is a big collapse that I had during the trip. While we were in Kyoto, there was a guy staying at our hotel that I saw walking around, and he was the dream guy. He checked so many boxes of things that I would look for if I was to look for a man. And I'm really appreciative of my group. We termed this guy Mr. Onsen because the hotel we were staying at had an onsen, had a hot spring. But just seeing this guy walk around the hotel, it really challenged my commitment. And when our time in Kyoto ended, we went our separate ways. This guy doesn't even know I exist. But for me, he really got into my heart, and I wish that I had a life with him. But that wasn't the case, and I had to kind of pick up the pieces from that. So the day after was really depressing, just having to say goodbye, and I want to share with you just a glimpse of my process of the collapse and the gathering, and what I did to do that. So the first thing is I listened to some really sad songs. Here are some on the screen that helped me really allow myself to feel that sadness, because it was really a sad thing having to give up those feelings of love and attachment. The next thing that I did was I wrote in my journal, and I want to share that little journal entry with you. I kind of put it together and gave it a title, and it's called Infinite Goodbyes. And I want to read it with you now. I live a life of abnegation, constantly stifling the instinct to seek out and find safety in a special someone. When I see someone I'm attracted to, there is a joyful yet hopeless feeling of having infinite possibilities in the past and future with him, while simultaneously only ever having zero opportunities in the present. I have to never allow those beautiful and natural feelings to last, not even for a second. But in the rare times I do step into those feelings, I must also accept the inevitable disappointment and heartbreak that will follow, because those feelings will never lead to anything. There will always be zero possibilities in reality. This is my life, constantly on the run or broken, a lifetime of hurt and lost opportunities. But overall, it is a life that I'm proud of and am content with because of the goodness and love I have experienced from God and my desire to reciprocate those things back to Him. Infinite Goodbyes is really just me trying to invite you into what it feels like when I go through things like this. This journal entry means a lot to me because it really captures what I feel and what I go through, and just the exhaustion that I felt from always either being on the run or being broken. And it means a lot to me, this little excerpt. The last thing I did together was wrote down why I believe, why I'm staying, and if just a reflection on does anything need to change, either internally or externally. For reasons to stay, I wrote down 5. The first one is that I love the community. I love my ward, I love the calling and the meaning and purpose that it gives my life. The second thing is that I believe that it's true. I believe that at the end of the day, feelings fade, fantasies fade, but what I'm looking for is something that will last forever. The next thing is that I love God. I feel like He has asked me to walk this path and I want to follow it. The next thing is that I believe that I'm my best self when I'm at church. I have reason to study, reflect, and I'm motivated to become my best self, and I love that motivation. The last thing is that I really value harmony in my family, and I want to be with them forever. When I was thinking about if I need to change anything, both either within or without, I decided no, I want to stay on this path. Within, I just need to accept that this happens from time to time, and it's a reminder of the beautiful human experience that it is to be with someone or to want to be with someone. And I'm grateful to even just be able to experience that human experience because it is really beautiful. Doing these things all helped me really pick myself up from this collapse. It helped me gather, and really quickly I was able to build again. All of that I've come to see as potentially a test for opening the door to my last update for this quarter, which is getting engaged to Megan, and we're set to be married next month, which is crazy how fast that has happened, this whole turnaround. But Megan is someone who is amazing. So I've always been open to the possibility of meeting a woman who I could marry, and I allowed myself to be very, very picky with this woman because I knew that if we were to get married and for it to have any chance of having success, we would need to have so much connection in so many ways that it would compensate for the lack of physical and sexual connection that I might have with her. And so about a week after I posted my previous video, I had the realization that a good friend of mine that I've known for about a year, Megan, she is in my ward, that she is the person who checks all of those boxes. I'm able to have amazing conversations with her. We have mutual interests as far as where we want to take our future, what we want to do with our home and family. We connect spiritually, and it's just incredible how much she brings to our relationship and how much she feels that I bring to this relationship. And I could not be more excited to marry somebody. I just have so much confidence in Heavenly Father, and because I feel like He is so involved in me meeting Megan and getting to know her as a friend, and now one day getting married to her, I'm just so excited for what is in store for us. So despite this being a big change in my life, I do still plan to continue making updates, my quarterly updates for this YouTube channel. I know that by being married, I'm going to lose relatability for a lot of you because of what this channel used to be. Really, it's going to be the same. I'm still going to go on my quest forward in life, trying to seek what is going to bring me the most joy, and doing so with God in that equation. And for me, I couldn't be happier about this. So As always, I love you so much. I'm really grateful for you watching this video, and I wish you all the best.